is watching. The Illuminati are planning to take over the world. The space aliens have arrived. Grab your hats. This is tinfoil hat time.
Welcome back to Tinfoil Hat Time. I hope everybody has brought your hat to our clothing store. They're watching. Yes, they are. A lot of people are watching. So we're going to have a look at this trend. Of course, smart devices are moving far beyond everything. Now, obviously, the clothing itself does not have its own direct internet connection. But they're connecting to all of the apps and all of the other devices, and they're collecting all sorts of information. I saw several videos on this. Guys from TED Talks with clothing that would detect your heart rate and pulse lights on your clothes according to your heart rate. Where they could sew into the fabric capacitors, that is, batteries if you're not aware, which could be stimulated by electromagnetic pulses like RFID readers that could do interesting things. Some of these are more advanced, some of these are less so. Some of these cannot resist a lot of washing, but we want to look at this smart clothing revolution. Maybe wearables is what sometimes people will talk about. And we'll go into these looking at what is kind of fairly benign and what is not. And first and foremost, I've got to say, I'm not against the technology. For anybody who would say, I'm just an anti-technology guy. I'm not an anti-technology guy. I love what the tech can do. I just don't like what companies are doing with it. Because the one thing that all of these devices have in common is that they connect to applications and to internet web servers. And I remember kind of my first foray into smartphones, smart devices, and apps to do all these types of things is when I was looking to lose some weight, because I used to be a little bit bigger and fatter and stuff. And I started looking for, what type of app was out there I could, track exercise or track eating or track things like that. And nearly every one of them out there required you to create an online account. It would sync the database. Ew. I don't want to do that. And even then, before I was into all of this privacy stuff, I really didn't want to do any of that. I didn't. Wasn't interested. Not in the slightest. And with that being said, I did find one or two old Android apps that, if they still exist, I couldn't tell you what they are because I really don't track that kind of stuff anymore. And so what we put together, or what I'm doing now essentially, if I wanted to track, because like I said, I would love to get a watch or something I could wear that could monitor steps, that could monitor heart rhythms, that could monitor GPS locations, as long as those things do not make an instantaneous connection to an application or to somebody else's web server. So the simplest solution I have right now, of course, I picked up a little cheap, $10, $20 burner phone. Never actually activated it with anything. And this guy here, when I want to do an exercise or something, throw this guy in the pocket, turn on the GPS, and I can run out and collect any of that type of stuff with a side-loaded app. And that enables me to do all that kind of stuff without any application or data tracking, because this thing doesn't connect to the internet. It doesn't track any of that type of data in any way that logs or anything. I found, I forget exactly which the app is, that it basically will just kind of tell me how far did I run, what is the time of my running, what is my average speed, basic stuff, and that's a great amount of information to put into my paper records, my personal records, things that I keep and store offline. And the problem is that too many wearable technologies are coming out with all of these things to promise to track and to monitor everything that we're doing. And as it does this monitoring and tracking everything that we are doing, it reports all of this data back. It really does. And that's what I have a problem with. So let's go ahead and talk about this stuff after we get to the comments. So, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Noah's Videos. Noah, I tried to catch, I thought you looked like you streamed earlier. I tried to catch it, but it wasn't working. Part of it's probably just the Fedora sucks. Don't use Fedora. Libra's here. How's it going there, Zach? 420. Hello, Zach. Carbon Programmer. Hola. Zach. Once again, Jackix. Hello there. Guys, I'm going to come back after the live stream starts. All right, man. Greetings. Greetings. Yeah, okay, Zach, if you're still around, Zach, I put the thing up there for purpose of notifications. I always put them up before I start, and it always says on there, when do I start? Okay, and I did indicate I was going to be a minute or two late. I did that at like 12:15 or something, because, or 12:10 or something. I looked down and go, ooh, I'm not going to be ready in 5 minutes. I was ready in 8. All right, so that's good. Antic Designs, how's it going there? Avoid everything with the word smart in its name. It's a con. Yes, it is. Yes, it is indeed. In fact, con artist or con scam, it stands for confidence, meaning it's an abbreviation for I have confidence in this guy, so I'm going to give him all my stuff. That's what a con man is. It's a very glib guy with a very high charisma that can make people trust him, and then he rips them off. And that is really what smart devices are. They are a con. They trick you with all of the cool potential and then steal everything else. Spider Eyes, greetings. How are you? Joe Johnson, hello there. Brian the Computer Geek, greetings to you. Brian, there's going to be some things in here you're going to love. Daniel Kovac, how's it going there? Antic Designs. And Pizza Noble Nerd. Everyone say pizza, pizza. All right. Watching the Facebook stream. Good stuff. All right. Andy, hello there. Mitchell Morrison, greetings. Hello again, Noah. I'm not saying. When does this start? Yep, minute or two. Like I said, it's going to be a minute or two late. I always indicate when they're going to start. What I wanted to do, the reason I was a few minutes late is I like to have good backgrounds for tinfoil hat time. I think Noah asked what's in the background. Somebody asked it. I think I saw. Welcome to the clothing store. This is the clothing store, man. This is the clothing store where you buy all your smart devices. You are tracked by all the... See if you can catch all the Easter eggs. There's one alien I misplaced because the banner covers it up. There's, of course, the big alien that you've probably already noticed. See if you can spot the Illuminati signs. Pretty easy to spot. And see if you can find the fingerprint. I gotta put more conspiracy stuff into these images, but, you know, there's some stuff there. But anyway... Smart Clothes tells you haven't changed your underpants for a week and that you stink. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I really need my app to tell me that, in fact. How's the lighting look? I'm actually not running my studio lamps today. I'm fear if I turn on my studio lamps, it might mess up the green screen, and I think I really like the look of it right now. So, I don't know. We'll run with it. All right. Good evening, KO2610. Only getting smart clothes if they're not internet connected. Wash themselves and repair loose threads. That seems likely. Yeah, no. It's 5 p.m. after evening. Well, if it's 5 p.m. where you are, then yes, it's good afternoon, or it's good evening for you, I guess. It's called dumbing down with society. Yes, all the smart devices are pulling our smarts away. That's really what it stands for. Alright, K-Slux, greetings and pseudo reboot. Hello there. Spyware clothing, indeed, indeed, indeed. Alright, K-Slux, you control me if you want. But if it's too bad, I'm just going to ban you. It's all good. Eric Defoe, greetings. Companies are trying to get creative now. Yep. Oh, they even sell smart water. Yeah, that smart water is basically water with artificial crap in it. It's not good for you. Endiger, greetings, new backdrop. Yeah, I try and do cool back screens for tinfoil hat times. One of the reasons I don't do as many tinfoil hat times, they're more labor intensive, very research intensive, and but I try and like to have them good and concise. But yes, indeed. Good afternoon, James Miller. Hello, Biddle up, greetings. There's one behind you. Yes, there is. Tom mentioned how someone tweets from 8 to 9 years ago got them fired. Yep, that was the James Gunn, and then there was another one up this year as well. So, tons of news stories about how a lot of people are getting fired with social media posts. Yep. Don't tweet things that could get you fired in 8 or 9 years in the future. Yep. How to learn English. I don't know. What is behind me? A space alien, of course. Okay, I start learning. If you use a word I don't know, I look it up. Alright. Weren't Fitbits revealing soldiers' locations in secret areas of the United States? Yes, they were. That was a few months back. Books are cool. Books are cool. I write books. Books are cool. Fedora rocks. All right. Yeah, you're not going to like my video on Fedora. That's okay, though. We can agree to disagree. Streaming for an hour. Made Ubuntu Mate. All right. Double check that your streaming, everything's turned off, because it still says you're streaming, by the way. Clothing that will wear us. Lighting is just right. Yeah. Oh, Lord. From Scotland. I'm scanning through if there's anything real quick before I want to get a nice, concise program, and then we'll go in and I think we're going to stop right there for now. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the concise program for people watching later that don't want to go through all the comment feeds. So we'll go ahead and jump right on back into the rest of this talk here, probably about 10-15 minutes, and then I'll hang out. I can hang out until maybe 2 at the longest, but I'll hang out as long as you want to hang out. So let's jump on over and chat a little bit more about these smart clothing. All right. So, like I said, I watched several TED Talks. There's one product line that we'll talk about at the end here that really launched this out, because it was really the first time that it moved from something, at least what we're going to talk about with a lot of smart technology, is utilitarian. In many instances, have some good medical applications. But then where it went to is just, yeah, pure idiocy. Went to pure idiocy, but that's the way the world works. So let's go ahead and jump on over and look at some articles. So first I wanted to bring up, this is wearable.com, tech for your connected self. I guess maybe this is a site to subscribe to say, let's not do this, people, but I don't know. So they came up with a best smart clothing. And this was April 16th, so this is just a couple of months ago. The best smart clothing, from biometric shirts to contactless payment jackets. God help us. It's all we need. We walk around with a contactless payment jacket and some hacker comes by and hacks our suit. Yeah, there you go. Let's go ahead and walk through these, and I have picked out 3 or 4 of these. Looks like 1, 2, 3. I picked out 4 of these we're going to look at in more detail. All right, so here we have the best smart clothing, from biometric shirts to contactless payment jackets. All right, so what type of things we have? Here's with the Nada X yoga pants. Yes, we all have struggled with doing our yoga, and we need to figure out how to get our yoga. So this is a device. Now they should have done this real. Come on, give me a picture of these pants, but you got to put the smartphone on the floor right next to it so the person can watch the smartphone while they're doing yoga. Okay, because what this thing does is it connects into your smartphone. It will measure some of your, okay, quote, it built in haptic vibrations that gently pulse at the hips, knees, and ankles. I can just see somebody in the X-rated smart market to get in on this. And then it's going to send these pulses to the hips, the knees, and the ankles to encourage you to move or hold your position. Syncs up via Bluetooth and your phone, and through its companion app, gives you additional feedback. Comes in a few different sizes there. Oh, come on. No extra large. I am feeling left out. Extra small, small, medium, and large. 4 styles. Midnight with black, black/white with mesh, and navy/gray with mesh. So this thing here basically is going to track your exercise type stuff, things like that. Of course, we have the Polo Team Pro shirt. Nice. I mean, come on. You get this shirt and you're going to have ripped chest just like this dude right here, man. You're going to be ripped if you get this shirt. It's like the car commercials of time back. Okay, the GPS sports watchmaker is dabbling in the world of smart clothing for the first time with smart compression shirt that's designed for the serious athlete. Again, this is something I'd love to have if it didn't connect to an app and record all my data on company servers. All right. So it says with the heart rate capture points on the front and a pocket on the back for a GPS sensor, users will be able to track motion and heart rate metrics in real time. Integration with Polar's Team Pro system means you can broadcast live training data, letting athletes and coaches monitor conditions of fitness levels. And that's really one of these applications. In fact, the first time I've even heard about something like this, I was mentoring a kid, it was about almost 5 or 10 years ago. I was mentoring a kid out west, and in his gym class, literally their gym class, they would track these tracking suits onto the kids so that the coach could see who was actually, who was actually exerting themselves for exercise. I'm like, this is just, ew, no. See the same thing with these, with not all of them, but several of the, some of the quote reality, we all know it's not reality, right? The quote reality TV shows though, the reality TV shows where they're, putting people on exercise programs or whatever. They're, oh, we're giving them, you get a new Fitbit. I don't want a Fitbit. No, I don't want to be on your show. I ain't using a Fitbit, that's for sure. But this guy it'll do a GPS sensor and it does heart rate points. So that's not too bad. Lomo Run, of course, this is a shoe. This is a smart running shoes. So it will monitor, what's cadence? I don't know. Ground contact time, pelvic rotation, and stride length. The smart running gear supports real-time coaching with feedback sent to your headphones to help you improve running and reduce chances of injuries. Oh yeah, until somebody hacks that. Harder, faster, faster, harder, harder, faster, faster. And then you finally kill yourself. I don't know, that's crazy. About a 1 month battery run on a single charge. That's not too bad. So, that's kind of interesting. All right, this is one of the ones we're going to focus a little bit more in on. This was Google's first project, and what this one's a little bit unique in that it doesn't track all the biometric stuff. What it allows you to do is basically it's a jacket that will connect. It connects to your smartphone, and so you can do things like receive calls, reject calls, connect to Google Maps, just a series of other things. This is a $350 smart jacket. I think this is one of the ones you could wear, you could wash 10 times before all the technology goes away, and it's just a really expensive jacket. How informative did you find this site? Very uninformative. Yeah. I'm much less interested. Yeah. Any more? For coming to this website, how much knowledge do you have? A lot. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you. All right. Okay. So, can communicate, handle calls and texts without handling your device, navigate, stay focused where you're going, not on your screen, and music, stay in your groove. This is one of those ones that I look at and go, this is kind of interesting. It already connects to the phone. It's not really connecting anything else. And all this does is gives me a easier interface so I don't have to be messing with my phone in all the different places. I can do it through the jacket. So this is one, it's like, I don't know. But, again, I don't think this one has all the GPS tracking and things like that. So that's certainly one of the more benign ones, but it's really kind of one of those. This is one of the earlier ones that I've heard about. All right, we have the super-powered sports bra. This one's fascinating. This one here is a little unusual in that it will also measure. It will connect via Bluetooth to your device. It's water-resistant. It syncs to a Super AI app. I don't know what that is, man. It's a super app, man. It's a super app. It uses invisible biometric sensors and AI to not only keep track of workouts, but track things like UV levels too. Again, something that's fairly useful information. Getting the UV exposure that you have is useful information. But, oh Lord, taking all that stuff and syncing it over to an app. Again, if I get a device that tracked all this stuff, and then I could come in, plug it into a computer, and download the data, I'd buy it. I'm a customer. I'm just not doing it if it connects to all these different smart devices. Small, medium, and large. What? No quadruple D size? Come on, man. All right. Spindy. I didn't even read that one. I'm not going there. All right. So this is one of the more medical type things, and so basically, it's a smart sock. Allows would use these in hospitals to monitor babies' heart rates. This is one of those applications of devices like this. If you had like a daycare or something, and you would have like, like a hub that only is a localized system. The device can send only to a localized system, never to an internet, and you can get readouts of all the babies under your care for that day. That's actually a good business application from a business perspective. But again, it's going to connect with a smartphone and with the apps and USB things and all the other different stuff and track all this type of data. But this is going to collect, help identify potential health issues, pneumonia, bronchitis, lung disorders, heart defects, and things. Basically, it's just it monitors heart rate, sleeping patterns, and breathing patterns. So that's the Smart Sock. The AOI Smart Sleeve. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. This guy here does air quality, UV rays, body temperature. That's interesting. Fitness for fitness lovers. The start behind AIO. Hopes that it can measure stress levels and even help detect heart inflammation, coronary heart disease as well. Currently putting the sleeve and sensor through its paces. I don't know. All right, this is the creepy one for me. $400, it's like a full suit. All right, so this is basically, they're calling it a smart skin. So it's kind of like, looks kind of like body armor, but it really will track everything. Heart rate recovery, heart rate variability, breathing rate, VO2 max, minute ventilation, activity level, acceleration, calories, cadence, and step count. Love this device! If it didn't send everything to the company server. Yep. So since 2012, it would not be out of the ordinary to guess that this is probably what that school was using, this or some variation. It's in the time range, 2012. I think that was happening a little bit earlier than that, though. If I remember, I think that kid was telling me about that maybe a little earlier than that. 1230 hours of battery life, 600 hours of standalone recording, Bluetooth connectivity, data validated by independent research labs. There's the scary one. All of the data it's doing is being sent to an external research lab. This is a common thread among these things. It goes to analytics companies, so the analytics company can determine the data. It's kind of like, we can't trust you to read your credit report. Let the professionals do it for you. Yeah. All right. So this guy, though, is machine washable. Quick dry, breathable, UV protection, chlorine resistant, anti-odor. Okay. So this is neat. If it didn't have all that extra scary stuff. I mean, really. We'll talk into what the problem is with all these here. So you can see several of these. All right. What's the problem with all this stuff? Really, what's the problem with all these smart devices? The biggest problem is that they have things in common. That's it. These are oftentimes small companies. Small startup companies that are looking to make a print in the market. And then when they make a print in the market, then they become attractive to buyers. And then buyers and conglomerations will come buy up these companies, which basically means the owners own the data. Well, who wants this type of data? Oh boy, what would an insurance company give to collect up a bunch of these little companies? These are insurance companies will use every single thing they can against you and every single thing they can to charge you more. They want to buy genetic data so they know if you have a genetic predisposition. They want to buy your health data so you know how physically active you are. They want to be able to monitor your calories. They want to be able to monitor your heart rhythms and things like that. Because if they detect some irregularity, I still can't talk. Irregular heart rhythms, irregular anything, and you see that and they see that and you didn't go to the doctor in a timely manner, they may just deny your future claims because you didn't go and take care of it when you should have. This is scary that all these companies are collecting this type of data on us. It really is. It's scary. We do not need all of these companies collecting even more data, and for us to willingly put on clothing that gives this data to these companies is frightening. Maybe the police are going to use this data to figure out who was running at this area at this period of time. indicate committing a crime. It's kind of a funny story. I was in Austin, Texas in a conference, and it was late in the evening, and there was a game shop I wanted to go up to. So, if you've ever driven in Austin, you shouldn't. Austin's a scary city to drive in. So I leave my car at the hotel. It's like a mile or two to this place, and I like walking and running. So I go up there, and I walk up to this there. I got my headphones, I got my backpack, whatever else. I'm walking up there. No big deal. Go to the game shop, hang out for a little bit. I'm walking back. It's probably like 10 o'clock at night. And it's game shop's at the top of a hill. This is, if you're familiar with Austin, I think I'm on the southern end, just past the river, and my hotel is the Marriott just across over the river there. So I'm running down the hill, and I got headphones on. They're noise-canceling headphones. I'm running down the hill, whatever. And all of a sudden, I find myself surrounded by a squadron of police officers. Like, whoa, what's going on here? So I stop and I chat with the guys for a little bit. And, well, apparently, in the general vicinity I was seen running from, somebody had stabbed the bus driver. So, yeah, I'm prime suspect number one, running down a hill in the middle of Austin. I'm like, dude, if I stabbed the bus driver, I'd be running that way because it's dark. I wouldn't be running down the main street, And, I show my ID and everything, hotel, and his cars, and he's like, no, you weren't on a bus? No, if I wanted a bus, I'd drive my car. Yeah, my car's over here. Here's my hotel key. Here's actually my parking ticket stamp. Like, all right, go ahead. Go back to your hotel, man. So it's just like, but that's the thing. When we start running, in a vicinity of a crime, now the police want to collect all this data they can. And guess what? They're collecting this data from all these companies. They're going to grab it from the cell phone data, who's in the vicinity. They're going to grab data from all these different things. Oh, do you have a connection to Joe Blow? Was he being highly physically active at this period of time at this place? These data collection devices have that type of information. And are we really trusting that this data is not being sent out to be used as data analytics points? Is that a good thing to have anonymized data? Yeah, but I still didn't consent to have my data sold for a data analytics firm. These are those things we need to be mindful of. This is where we need to think about. This smart technology is moving way too much. Now, these particular devices don't in and of themselves connect to the internet themselves, but they connect through your devices, through fairly insecure technologies like Bluetooth. And you think you're going to get a firmware update on this? It's going to patch things like that serious Bluetooth vulnerability? That means other people can grab and steal and harvest that data from you as well. That's really the concern. But what is it that flagged this? And I think it was it Joe, I think, that sent me this information for this. There's one company that's kind of jumping out and taking this a step further, well beyond utility. Everything that we've just seen here, for the most part, is very good utility. I would love to have like that Hexosuit. Oh, I would love that thing if it didn't connect to the internet, if it didn't connect to my devices. If I could simply take it offline, harvest the data off it, output the data in an Excel spreadsheet or something. Well, I'd use LibreOffice, but some generic spreadsheet, whatever else. Export the data, or have some program that's verified, open source, offline. It doesn't even have to be open source. As long as it's verified, not connecting to the internet, I'm a customer. But I'm not a customer as long as you're connecting all that type of stuff out, sending out data to third-party analytics and all this kind of stuff. I just don't want that data out there. I'd rather just not deal with it. So all that, those utilitarian. Tell me, is it Hilfiger came out with their brand new amazing line of smart stuff? And of course, who's this marketed to? This is marketed to young people. This is marketed to teens. This is marketed to college students. This is certainly not marketed to professionals. You can just tell in the branding. But it's their new Explore, Connect, Explore, Score. Connect, Explore, and Score. That's what they're talking about. All right, so basically it's a line of clothing, kind of starts about 30, goes up a little over 100. They got shirts, they got jeans. I mean, look at this. Who pays $89 for jeans that already have holes in them? And they track you to boot. All right, so these are a little bit more unusual in that what they're going to do is they will connect to the app on the smartphone, which I couldn't even really find much about it. It's available on the iPhones, but they don't give me a link to it. So the app, basically, it is a tag in the clothing that connects to your smartphone. And then what happens is you're wearing this, the app knows you're wearing it. Of course, the app's going to run in the background and do all sorts of fun things, tracking all your locations. But if you're wearing the clothing at certain locations, you get points. You can trade in the points for coupons and things like that. So shop the new Tommy Jeans Explorer styles with smart chip technology. Download the app in the iOS App Store. Why not Android? I mean, Apple's expensive. Download the app in the iOS App Store and then pair your items to play the innovative new games. Are we a nation of 3-year-olds? We got to be entertained by games to play with our clothing? Wear your items to get points. Walk around you to find the Tommy Hilfiger in a heart logos, I guess, icons, and explore the map for extra points and play weekly challenges for even more points. Ooh, you got to keep reading through the site, seeing all the product offerings to do this. Redeem your points for cool rewards and VIP experiences. Think gift cards, signed merch. Check out shop.switchedtolinux.com for mouse pads and coffee cups and things like that. Switch to Linux swag. Get signed merch, pieces from a Hilfiger archives, and more. All right. I think that's pretty much all they tell us on their main website. So some news organizations have reached out. I've looked at a lot of different articles. I found the BBC article to be the best, so we're going to have a look at the BBC article here. All right, so on this one here, a new line of smart clothing from Tommy Hilfiger will track and reward users for wearing its products. The Tommy Jeans Explore range, which includes t-shirts, sweatshirts, and hoodies, is embedded with a smart chip. Once paired with an app, it will track users and reward them with points that can be converted into merchandise and concert tickets. See how they're targeting that younger generation? I'll use the word snowflakes, although that's not 100% applicable. But we'll just go ahead and use that word because that's really who I see them targeting and marketing. It's just the young crowd that's not really paying much attention to their future, that are going to do anything for a free hat or whatever else. All right. The clothing brand hopes it will create micro-community brand ambassadors. Lord help us. Micro community of brand ambassadors, but it will also provide the brand with unprecedented level of information on customers, said, I can't pronounce that name. Is that Lyron Slamirsky? I don't know. Chief Executive of Technology Partner Aware Solutions. She told Fashion WWD, never before has a brand been able to understand how the consumer truly uses the product after it leaves the store. Ridiculous. The range of available exclusively in U.S. Let's see. The range is available exclusively in the U.S. through the company's website and the flagship store in New York. Prices range from $29 to $99. I saw things that were more than that, though, on that website. I saw up to $119, I think was the highest I saw. Reviews from the tech press were not altogether complimentary, with technology website TechCrunch calling the idea ridiculous. The company hasn't actually innovated here. At best, it's a loyalty program requiring customers to overspend in order to join. Technology Blog Network and Gadget asked about privacy. How much data do tags and apps send to Tommy Hilfiger, for example? And how much control do you have over that data, especially if you decide to bow out? Hilfiger is the latest fashion brand to dabble in smart clothing, which has had something of a checkered history. 2017, Google partnered with Levi to launch high-tech smart jacket that connected to the wearer's phone, enabling them to start or stop music, get directions, or read text messages. Of course, that's the one we talked about earlier. So that is kind of what Tommy Hilfiger is doing. You can pick this up, overpriced items, connect it to your overpriced phone, and then give all of your data to these data analytics companies that's going to track everything about you. Sounds like a winning solution to me. And this is frightening, people. This is very, very frightening. It's one thing, at least the other devices we looked at have some utilitarian factor to them. This is simply tracking people and utilizing that. You're already paying a lot. Dude, you should get these clothes for a cheap discount in exchange for all of this advertising. I mean, after all, if your objective is to produce a brand, a loyal group of brand ambassadors, maybe you shouldn't be charging them out of the wazoo for it, Tommy. When, I think it was USA Today, somebody had a cool article on this. They titled theirs, "Tommy, Can You See Me?" Of course, a tip of the hat to The Who. Famous album Tommy. But, yeah, so, Tommy, can you see me? No, Tommy can't see me because I ain't going close to this stuff. Oh boy, smart technology, people. Smart technology. Smart technology is making us as consumers dumb. Be aware of this type of stuff. And be very cautious about these types of things. Well, thanks for coming along on this. We're going to dive into the comments. Before we do that, you can, once again, help support this channel at shop.switchedtolinux.com if you are into that type of stuff. I thought, you know, lots of different things over there. You can also help support us on Patreon. If you like this channel, you want to check out the Patreon page, patreon.com/TomM. That's TOMM. And the all of the ways to help support the channel, anything that may be added after this video is done, you can find at switchedtolinux.com/support. And you can also check out my unified channel. It brings all three of my channels together under one website, and that's called thinklifemedia.com. There will be links for all this stuff in the description down below. So thank you for watching. All right, let's hang out now for a while. See what we got going on here. We have the Smart Infrastructure Institute based out of Carnegie Mellon University's goals blend traditional physical infrastructure with cyber infrastructure in our own backyard. Oh, joy! How exciting. Yeah, you know what else came out of Carnegie Mellon? Tor. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I think it's a good thing. Baseball player was lucky his job was saved. Do some courses, read some books, see how people talk, and start learning yourself. Yep. Computer is shut down. If you stream through OBS, though, Noah, you have to hit the stop streaming button on YouTube as well. There's two buttons you need to hit. One is on your software, and one is on the website itself. But let me see. Let me refresh the page, though. All right. Nope, you're clear. It says you're not there anymore. Judah Priest? Are you talking about Judas Priest? Don't trust any company that doesn't have any incentive to protect your data. Don't trust any company. Watching 2 live streams at the same time. Wow, that's complicated. Are you a gecko? Companies can lie about wanting to protect your data. Facebook is a good example. Yeah. Remember when clothes were only for wearing and did not spy on you? Yep. No, I'm not an English teacher. Technology will free us from our freedom of choice, finally. People who wear this are either dumb or easily hacked or want to live on the edge. Now ask Tom. Tom knows. What? Don't think I want my clothes to tell me what to do and where I go. Oh, starting a company. I mean, it's just as easy as. I mean, depending on how you're doing it and what you're doing it, you might do it like I do. Mostly, I do sole proprietors. I'm probably going to incorporate one of these companies this year as my guess. But I generally do sole proprietors. In which case, you just need to simply announce you're in business and then check with your local and your state. Different states and localities have different things. Like when I lived out west, I had to have a nothing on the state level, but the city level, you had to buy a business license. So it's like $50 a year to run a business. Even a sole proprietor out of home-based business, you had to do that. Pennsylvania, the only way you have to do anything is if you're opening a bank account with a business name. So if you run a sole proprietor and run everything through a personal business account, which is not always the recommended way to do it, you actually don't really have to do anything in most places. Check your cities, though. I know in the cities I'm in, there's really nothing you need to do. But if I wanted to open up a business account in that name, you have to register the business name with a state. take out 2 advertisements, pay a state fee, and then in about a week or so, you're clear to open a business account in the business name in the state of Pennsylvania, which is actually why all my business accounts are out west, because there's no requirement doing business in the state of Pennsylvania. There's no requirement that says I have to move my bank accounts into the state. If I had opened them into a different state, I would fall under the Pennsylvania law. But since the businesses were pre-established before I moved into the state, then they were okay because they were perfectly legal and followed all laws where I created the business in the state I was in. So it's just doing some research and figuring that out. Of course, I'm in the process right now of starting up a publishing company. And so, you know, eventually we'll figure out all the ins and outs of that part. So does anyone else think there's a giant potential for abuse and data leaks? Yep, that's my concern. Apple, I watch you. Hey, they call it an iWatch for a reason. I'm going to delete that comment there, Bitlop. Okay. If there's another one like it, I missed it. My apologies. Today's world, we have crazy surveillance and people dressing like script kiddies attacking universities being supported by mainstream media. Smart bra bounces per minute. Oh! Did I know about Toss Stream last night? I watched a little bit of it, but I had a ton of things I needed to take care of, so I didn't watch a lot of it. I think I got through the first song. Sell a product to make money and to gather information for customers to later sell to advertisers. Yep. Health insurance companies and government would pay a fortune for all this data. Yep. Smart bikini. Yeah, I didn't read about that one. I didn't want to. Hospitals will put that on patients. And what choice will they have if they are badly injured? They can't complain. Yep. Hexoskin is just poorly protected and wearable privacy nightmares. Yep, so don't buy it. I agree. Google demanded that specs include kernel 417. I don't know what that is. U.S. government is trying to pass a bill that centralizes all of your government info into a central database. You need to have an ID with a special mark to prove your data. Yeah, it's, what's the name of that one? I forget which one it is. It's stupid. It's bad. It's unconstitutional, but yeah, it's going to pass anyway. Everything else in the medical area tech sounds like it will, but actually lead nothing but bad things. Yep, that's the big thing. Mark, you'll be barred from flying aboard. Actually, Carbon, if you do not have that ID, you cannot even fly domestically. You will either have to have a passport or this new, it's called Real ID. You'll have to have a Real ID or a passport even to fly domestically. In 2020, I think is when it is fully rolled out. So, yeah. I kind of want to do a topic, a video topic on that. I just haven't had the time yet. Actually, a friend of mine's in the process of researching all that. I'm going to wait to get the lowdown from him. Holes in the jeans are to mount the PC cooling fans. Yep. K-Selects. Did somebody remove it? I'm not seeing K-Selects comments, so I'm not seeing what people are talking about. Saddle Ridge, I'm not seeing his comments, so you can deal with them if you see them. U.S. government now wants to centralize... Okay, let's see. You did that. Being sold and collected in public under the protection from extremists, etc. Yet somehow it never works. Big surprise. Tommy gives you points for being a human billboard. Yep. What I think of... Supreme. Oh, thank you, Spider Eyes. Okay. That's why I'm not seeing anything. Thank you. You guys took care of it. All right. I think of Supreme. Supreme what? Supreme Pizza? Good. Supreme Pizza's good. As long as no mushrooms, no anchovies, I'm good. I have a smart line of SwitchedtoLinux clothing that zaps you every time you give away Twitch info online. Right. Looks like you guys already took care of the troll. Whatever reason, YouTube is completely broken. Notifications won't show. If I try and right-click a user to delete their comment, it doesn't work. This is the third time I've had to type this. Really? Lord, YouTube, fix this up. Greetings, Farron. I didn't see that. Here you are. Hi, Farron. How are you? Okay, I keep getting the chat blank out on me for some reason. Yeah, chat's been wonky for more than weeks. Having a haircut and wash, that's why I wasn't here earlier. There you go. Getting that you need to put your new clothing in the microwave before wearing it. Well, a lot of the smart clothing so far, after 10 washes, the tech is done. But yeah, you might need to microwave your clothing before getting it. Yeah. B is just bad. They have a give feedback option, which clearly never works. Yeah. Okay, if you don't comply with user data centralization bill by 2020, you will not be able to board an airplane or enter a federal building. Yep. Federal buildings, airplanes, everything. Which is so unconstitutional, government. Wake up. Wake up, government. Smell the coffee. This is unconstitutional. Can I Catholic my stream later? Catch? Live stream later? No, because I don't work the weekends and the computers are turned off. After I do this stream, I turn off the like. I'll do this stream. I'll make sure I have a video queued up for tomorrow, and then the computers are off for the rest of the weekend. Except tomorrow, I'm going to be streaming on the Our Walk in Christ channel. Probably, I'm thinking either 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. Special live stream tomorrow on Our Walk in Christ, or not tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow, Sunday. Okay, man. Short word. It took the poop emoji, pixelized it, and added greater symbol and added Windows 10 logo. And next to it says pixelated piece of crap is better than Windows 10. Be careful, pizza. That is a copyright violation. Do not try and sell that. You will get sued by Microsoft if it's using the Windows 10 logo. I mean, don't forget, they did just put a guy in jail for selling CDs that are freely available on the internet. Centralization will make it easier for hackers to steal information on people. Yes, it is. Indeed. And we all know how good the government is. I mean, you should see how insane the website is for having your Library of Congress publishing number. It looks like the 90s called. They wanted their website back. And I can only imagine what the security looks like on that. Soon there's going to be smart pants that walk for you. There are smart pants that walk for you, actually. They're using them to help stabilize elderly people so they don't fall and break as many bones. But yes, they exist already. Kind of like exosuits. To have that, you need certain checkpoints at certain points. On update, the OS will remember if the step is on, system will turn off. Yeah. So simply pick up where it left off on the update or by itself. Remember the person who wanted to shut down and reboot once it was done. Yeah. Having this most annoying bug in Linux Mint lately. Every time I reboot it, puts my desktop icons in compact layout, even though I have unselected. Huh. Which version of Linux Mint? Is it 19 or 18? How to learn English and oh. And farts trigger room deodorizer dispenser via Bluetooth. Probably. think it's because I timed him out after he said, let's make a chat about solving my personal problems. So I said, let's not, and timed him out. All right, there you go. Okay, in other words, if you mess up major update by turning the OS off during update, the OS will try most likely to succeed to fix whatever broke as a result and pick back up. Yeah, I think that's something new on the new on YouTube they did, is that if you delete a message or something, then it completely disappears. Real ID, federal ID is supposed to be in effect by 2020. Laws already passed. Yes. Testing through pushing it to everyone. It's currently a separate package called FarrenOS Major Update. Cool. Tux stream starting in 4 minutes. Oh, don't worry. He'll be late. Should be a video on Real ID. I'll see if I can do that. I'll see if I can find that video and take into account that she's an alarmist. I've not heard of that person, though. Lisa Haven. Alt while hovering over comment. Tip 2, make sure your Windows Manager does not have alt drag. Real ideas from the UN agendas. I would not be surprised. Oh, Agenda 21. Let me look that up. Off to caring for critters. All right, man. We'll see ya. Thanks for joining us. Real ID video definitely worth watching. What's up? One more. Not too much. Okay, I figured out why YouTube was broken. It was an extension called Lyrical that shows likes on music videos. Huh. Refuse to get that ID. Well, yeah. I mean, you can refuse to get it as long as you don't want to fly or enter federal buildings. Find out who sponsored the Real ID bill in Congress, who originally came up with the bill. It's Real ID. Maybe we'll do a video topic on it sometime. See a pseudo reboot later, yo. Tin foil, not block phone radio waves. Well, you know, can't win them all. Got the Windows 10 logo. I made sure to click labeled for reuse with modification. Bilderberg members created that build. Oh boy. Linux Mint 19 is giving you problems. All right, Linux Mint 19 Mate. Not sure. I'll see if I can duplicate that. I have Linux Mint 18.3 running Mate right now on my backup computer. I'll see if I can duplicate that. Any steps to duplicate it? Wait, you know what you could do though, Pizza? Use a generic picture of a window. People will associate it. Forefathers were alive today, they would have already started the Second American Revolution. We're being slowly boiled. Many people don't see it. Yep, absolutely. We started this country to avoid the crap the government's doing right now with Real ID stuff. You like your donation, wink wink, sent through PayPal and SwitchedtoLinux website. PayPal and SwitchedtoLinux website. Donations, yes, go there. Daniel, if you're talking about the work getting your server and emails built, that actually goes through my other business. So I'll have to send you an invoice and link for that, which is just a different PayPal account. So let me know what you're saying. Yeah, if you want to do a donation through the PayPal link in the Switch to Linux page, that's the best place to do it. Yep. So it's switchtolinux.com/support. There's a PayPal link there. That one should work. Real ID Act passed in 2005. I think that is the one, and yes, it's set to be implemented in 2020. Real ID, more like Orwell ID. Yeah. Boom. Alright, smart clothing reminds me of anime where everyone was controlled by the government through though it underprotecting morality, and the country was full of terrorists. Wow. I'll have to see if I can find that. Don't want to fly because you get molested. Yeah. If I get called to a federal building, I have an excuse not to enter. There you go. Yep. Gotta go. See you, Farron. So in theory, you could use it since I'm in public domain. Okay. The work for now. Yeah, the work for now. I'll send you an invoice under my business PayPal. That goes through my business books. Not to keep all my accounting software separate. Image only consists of simple geometric shapes or texts. It does not meet the threshold of originality needed for copyright. Broken. It's therefore in the public domain. Oh, okay. Well, I guess if that's the correct case, then I guess you could use it, Pizza. My apologies for that. Okay. So the icon view do not use compact layout. I think reboot shows again. We set up a sane Mars colony now. Yeah, it'll just be made insane in short order. Trust me. Actually, we are us reptilian aliens. We are stationed on one of Jupiter's moons. Windows desktop image and screensaver to keep non-Linux friends happy. There you go. Shows unthinking. Yeah, I actually got the funniest video the other day. Let's see if I can find it. Not sure I still have it on the phone or not, but I might. Do I have you? Yes, I do. All right. So of course, Linux Mint Mate has it has the screensavers, and I have the Fish Aquarium screensaver. Oh. And it's the aquarium. The cat is really into it, yo. I think he actually approaches the screen the next time a big fast one comes over, until he finds the kitty treats are over there. And then he smelled the kitty treats and he was done with the fish tank. Oh boy. Yeah, and I'll send that out. I'll send out this weekend if I ever turn on the work computers, or I'll send it out. Monday at the latest. Monday morning at the latest. Just the Patriot Act, one of the most unpatriotic bills ever passed. Yeah, they give names to bills that are completely opposite of what they actually do. Any job, and had to live 100,000 feet away from schools, churches, and malls. Yeah. My cat watches crazy cat videos. Nice. Alright. What's the best Linux distro? It really depends on what your purpose is. I did a video on that on, was that Wednesday or Thursday? I think that's the best video about that. It depends on what you need, what your purposes are. For me personally, Linux Mint Cinnamon's the best, but different people have different views. To pass the bill so we can find out what's in it for Obamacare. Yep. That's exactly what she said. We have to pass this bill so we can find out what's in it. It was written by insurance companies. Yep. Greetings, LJ. How's it going there? I had that screensaver on, but I had to change it because the dog was going nuts barking at the fish. I remember when I used to have a giant fish aquarium, and the cat would used to sit. Kept a chair sitting on it. The cat would just sit there and watch the fish all day. Security officers, yeah. So close to being 13, but I'm so close to actually being on YouTube legally. Pizza. All right, well, let's see. Can I rustle up a kitty? Kitty. Second, let me mute for a second. Kitty? He found a very new favorite place to hang, and with his new favorite place to hang, he doesn't hear me as much when I call him for kitty treats. So, looks like, sadly, we will not see a kitty consume. So, I guess what we'll kind of do, we'll wrap this up in like 5 minutes or so, unless the comments completely die out totally, because I'm at the bottom. All right. Yeah, we get the message, yuck. Yes, I know. Yeah. Well, actually, they, if you watch the news, it was 2 or 3 weeks ago or so, a federal ruling came down that basically said that you cannot sue a TSA agent for anything they do on the job. So they are free to do whatever they want to you now. And, oh, we did get a kitty. Hi. They are free to do whatever they want to you on the job, and you can take absolutely no recourse whatsoever. They could probably murder you on the job and get away with it. They can just claim, oh, I thought he was reaching for a gun, man. All right, let's see here. Ding, ding, and do that. Oh, boy. Yeah, you get one more. It's right here. I got it. It's right here. It's right here. Oh, are they finger licking good? Yeah, they're finger licking good. All right. There we go. Now we've done a decent finish to this video. So now we can actually go ahead and wrap this guy up in a few minutes here. Now the kitty's well fed. Yeah. He's a well fed kitty, aren't you? All right. So at the airport security were people with clean records. Nope. What do you think about OpenSUSE Leap? I don't mind it. OpenSUSE is not my favorite distro, but it is actually really good if you want to learn Linux. It's an old company, a stable company, yeah, it's good. Not my favorite, but it does seem to work. The times I've needed to use it, it hasn't given me problems. Not like Fedora over here. Yeah, the alien's name back there is Fedora. That's Fedora. Fedora the Explorer. 1 or 2 weeks before or after my birthday. So my actual birthday's unknown. There you go. It's thundering. My dog said hi to the cat. Hello, Mr. Puppy Dog. All right. Don't show your cat any passwords. Yeah? You know all my passwords, don't you? He's my handler. He's a you know, I'm a space alien and he's my handler. So, still finding fleas on the thing. It should be fairly flea free by now, but we're getting significantly fewer than there used to be. Is there a dead flea in there? Sweet, got it. Alright. Whichever one has Fedora. You should try installing Arch with ArchKick on your production. No, I do not touch production whatsoever. I would do it on the media PC perhaps, but I would not do it on production. Nope. Alright, Kitty, you about to say goodbye for the day so we can get on with other work? Yeah? Yeah? Don't you think? Yeah? Alright, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump off. Thanks for catching the stream. So again, don't forget to check out thinklifemedia.com is my new combined system. It's still technically in beta. I need to do things like, you know, add how to contact me or whatever. Kind of important. Sponsored by House Judiciary Committee James Sensenbrenner, Republican from Wisconsin. Oh, Lord. All right. Well, anyway, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. So we will catch you guys later and have yourselves a wonderful afternoon.